Do you want to overpower your opponents and leave them with little to no hope in life? Play BROLY. It's pretty easy. BROLY is one of the easier decks to play. He is very much a late game deck here. To start off, all you're going to want to do is play 4 copies of Moa. This is one of your searchers here. He is pretty self-explanatory. On play, reveal a Paragus or an extra card. Add that to your hand. Honestly, pretty useful. This next card is another searcher here, another 1 drop here. It's 4 copies of Sun Gohan Childhood. He is on play, reveal 3, and add anything with the Saiyan in its special traits, which will give you about half of your deck of search material, so you should always hit something that comes up. If you don't hit something, I would be incredibly surprised. This next one is just for draw power. It is 4 copies of the Sun Gohan here, or sorry, Sun Goku. He is on play, draw 1, pretty straightforward. You want to play him and use him as a combo piece. Your next one is going to be 4 copies of Shimoyan here. I like to call him Samosa. So Samosa here was your blocker of the deck. He is essentially one of your biggest recycle pieces. He will get you to that late game. You want to see him in your trash turn 1 if you can. Next up is 2 copies of this Paragus. It's the on play, add a life to your hand. It just ramps up your deck a little bit faster. It gets to that 4 pretty early on, gets BROLY 25k, and just absolute boss of a unit. And whenever he attacks, he can bring back one of these blockers, so you can just keep recycling those 6 cards like never ending. Next is 4 copies of the 4 cost 30k BROLYs here. This one's good for mid-game. If you're not really seeing your pieces, this one can kind of just prolong you a little bit more, get you some board control. It's really just there to get you to that final game. Next here is 4 copies of Gohan here. So the childhood one, on play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 or less and KO it. Again, this is pretty awesome. A lot of red and blue and purple decks are a lot of 5 cost and lower. So you should have a target from this pretty much every single time. You want to pick and choose, obviously, when you use them, but he's pretty awesome. Next is 4 copies of the Sun Goku with the cell in the back there. This one is pretty much on the board. You're not going to attack with him too often because you want him on that board. But essentially, anytime a card is moved from your drop to your energy, you're going to add the top card from your deck to your energy in rest mode. So this one's just going to recycle any pieces that you take from it. So as soon as you get up to your 8 cost, or sorry, so as soon as you get up to the BROLY flipped over, you're going to be able to just recycle energy non-stop and just never lose energy. Just cycle through your deck a lot faster. Next is going to be 4 copies of the Turles. He is fantastic. He is a critical on play. Add a card from the top of your deck to your life, or sorry, to your energy. He, again, just ramps you up a little bit faster. He looks absolutely phenomenal. Whenever you see this person, the other team gets a little scared. Gotta have super combos. We gotta love those. 4 copies of King Vegeta. You're never gonna play this guy because he's a 7 cost 15,000, which is pretty terrible. And you're just gonna keep him in your hand as a hand trap. He's pretty awesome for that. All right, the big boy of the deck. 4 copies of the BROLY BR. I don't know what BR stands for. I'm gonna go with like Burst Rage. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. On play, draw a card, and then KO one of your opponent's characters. Doesn't matter who, just kill him. Doesn't matter. And then when you attack, he's the only card, as far as I know, in the game that when you attack, when he gets unsuspended, he's able to unsuspend himself once per turn. So he's not quite a double strike or anything like that. And I kind of like that a little bit better. Only because they have to pick and choose when they want to combo on it. They can't just stack everything on it and block 2. You might still be able to get 1 through. Moving on to the option cards. These ones are honestly quite a lot less of cards. There's only 2 that usually really run in this deck. 4 copies of Destructive Strength. This card gets you to 8 energy as fast as possible. You want to try to use 1 or 2 of them in the game and throw the other one in your energy if you can. And then the last card, this one kind of just, depending on how you play, it's either going to be used defensively or it's going to be used offensively. And that's just 4 copies of Gigantic Meteor. So when you have 6 or more energy in your energy, you're going to be able to get an extra 10,000 on top of the 15,000. So if, let's say he's attacking your Broly, you can give him 25,000 and make him a 50k unit that is pretty tough to get over. So if you want to either attack into something, give him 50k, or if you're getting attacked, you can play this, get him 50, play that, get him 75. So you can make him pretty strong with just these 4 little cards, and it'll cost 1 energy, which is pretty fantastic. But that pretty much wraps up the Broly deck. He's pretty easy to play. He's a late game deck. You are pretty much trying to get to turn 5, turn 6 if you can. Once you get there, it is pretty much inevitable for you to win. It's really tough to have any of these decks stop you once you get up to this 8-cost Broly. They pretty much can't get rid of that, especially when you got 4 copies of it. You can always just play another one afterwards. But as soon as you get to about here, the Turles and the Gokus and the Gohans, you've pretty much got the game won, which is fantastic. And Broly, super fun to play, super easy. So you guys enjoy that, definitely leave a comment down below. Do you like red, blue, green, or purple? Or sorry, I guess yellow. I personally like green the most. I honestly say yellow is my close second, just because I like the different play style of it, because you have to unsuspend and all that stuff. I think it just adds a lot of fun and unique plays to the game. But let me know in the comment section below. Have a good one.